Okay, been a few days. I want to talk about this dude named Casey I work with, another waiter. An interesting table I had tonight. Dollar General distribution. Okay, so it's Sunday. Maybe Wednesday last week, I was waiting. Customers wanted either sweet or unsweet tea. We are out in the service station. There is more sweet tea or tea in the drive-thru. We are out. It passed. The manager has said, "Do not make more tea." I go to the manager. I'm like, "Dude, they want more unsweet tea. We're out at the service station. I forgot that we had some in the drive-thru." He's like, "Yeah, don't make more. Just go to the drive-thru station." I do that. Get their tea. Later, I'm at the computer next to the tea. This dude, Casey, another waiter, wants tea. He's like, "Hey, did you know there was no sweet tea?" Sorry if I already mentioned this or uploaded it. I'll make it short. I'm like, "Yeah, I knew there was no sweet tea." He said, "Why didn't you make any?" When he said, "Why didn't you make any?" It was just so much attitude. And I felt super disrespected. And I was like, and as he walked away, I said, "Can you?" Yeah, I think I talked about this. Anyway, it was really disrespectful. Got like a ton of attitude from this dude, from this grown adult. Even if I'm incompetent, I feel like, you shouldn't give it someone else attitude or be disrespectful or whatever. So I talked to him about it later at the night. He gives me more attitude. He's like, "Yeah, man, your feelings are your feelings." Manager comes over. We're talking about it, and just he my problem is giving attitude and being disrespectful. He goes right past that and says, "You should have filled up the tea." The manager doesn't really say anything, or he's just staying out of it. But yeah, he's just ignoring the fact that the manager said don't make more tea. Somehow that didn't. Either he just didn't want to admit that he was wrong, or it was just completely going past him, or he's just super emotional. I don't know. Um, at the end of it, I'm like, "Dude, like, so my main point is I respect you, you respect me. Can we agree on that?" He said, "I said what I said, and if you want to go further with this with managers, then go ahead and do that." So I talked to the GM, and that's it. And tonight is the first night that I've worked with him again. I mean, we weren't friendly. I don't know. I don't like his personality. I don't think he likes my personality. Um, yeah, just not each other's type. If that makes sense. He's very good with people. He's very, very social. But see, I don't know this dude, so I don't want to make any judgments on him. Like, and say this and that. But I just don't know him, so I don't want to say anything. And I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm the reserved type who is not expressive, so I don't know. I'm just not his type either, I guess. But that's okay, We're two adults. We need to work together and just deal with it. Yeah, no more attitude tonight, so it's just whatever. But that was really upsetting me. Like this whole thing with Casey was really upsetting me. It really got to me because of my brother. My brother is he's different. He's difficult. He's been to jail twice. He's stolen identities of like a ton of relatives and taken out loans in their name. He was emotionally abusive. He's unstable. Uh, yeah, he's abused to work, and so he was like, yeah, he was really difficult when we were kids. He's 4 years older. He was very difficult, and I've got like emotional scars, I guess, from that. I've repressed a lot, I think, and yeah, getting attitude and disrespect for something when you're innocent, you haven't done anything. Um, yeah, that so that I dealt with that a lot in the past, and now I don't talk to my brother. I haven't for a really interaction. I haven't for years. It's better that way. So when I got that from this dude Casey, I was like, "Man, this is not sitting well with me," and it was difficult to sleep. I was just really upset about this. And today I was like, "Man, I'm gonna call my manager and be like, listen, um, I've got three more days of work left before my 2 weeks is up. I'm quitting." I was just gonna tell her like, "Listen, I'm not coming in. I don't want to be around this dude." And I was having all kinds of wild thoughts. I like, I need to confront this dude again. I want to confront him with a manager, be like, "Hey, what you did was wrong. Can you admit it? I mean, just something, some resolution, because I was just so upset about this, and what I wanted and what my plan was has shifted so many times. Like, I was be upset, and then I'd get calm. I didn't work for like 3 days, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I was calmed down. Then my wife would say something that bugged me and upset me. Then I would just get like super upset with the situation with Casey again, and I was gonna like tell my boss I couldn't come in. And then I would calm down and be like, listen, I can just go into work, just ignore this dude. Don't talk to him. We don't talk anyway. Just do my job. And that's what I did tonight, and it was fine. It was fine. That's a Casey situation. I had an interesting table tonight. There was, I suppose, a man and a wife and a daughter, I assume. They came in, seated them, and I think it was difficult to get their drinks because they were just talking on and on and on. So I got them the drinks. They came back and I'm like, "Oh, you guys ready to order? Do you need a minute?" They're like, "Yeah, we're ready." And they gave me their order. And okay, the dude was like, just it was a little difficult, but it was understandable because he wanted the special. And was just like finding out what the special was. That was fun. And then I was like, "Okay, you're gonna get this turkey club." And I read him the entire ingredients list for the entire description from the menu. He's like, "Yes, I want that." I'm like, "Okay, turkey club, soup and salad bar." The chick, she was simple, you know. The wife was majorly complicated. Okay, so the main dish she wanted like changed like 3 or 4 times, and then whether she wanted to add like 2 sides onto the dish or get the soup and salad bar instead of sides, that changed multiple times. And she was like talking out loud, and she was talking out loud for a couple minutes, just talking about, oh, the vegetable soup's thick. I don't know if I like the broccoli and cheddar, but maybe I want onion rings. And it was just on and on and on. And they're talking about how this other Frisch's answered their phone funny with a joke, and it was just going on and on and on. And eventually the chick was like, "Okay, I want this and these 2 sides." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I leave, go enter the computer. As I'm entering it, the dude comes up, he's like, "Hey, never mind, she doesn't want anything to eat." I'm like, "Oh, no. First, I go in, and she says, I need more time to think." So I go in and I enter the food for the 2, and I come back, and I think she gives me her answer. Then I go back to the computer. Then the husband comes up. He's like, "Hey, she doesn't want anything to eat." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. You don't want anything? Just the man and the daughter." I enter that in, and then I'm walking past to a different table for something, and the man stops me. He's like, "Hey, listen, the salad bar needs work. Like, you need desserts, you need more spaghetti and crackers for the soup." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, kind of agitated. I'm like, "Okay, well," oh, first he stops me because he wants to talk to the soup and salad bar person. This Hispanic lady. I can't remember if she's like from Honduras or Guatemala or El Salvador. Anyway, she just doesn't really speak much English, and so I speak a bit of Spanish. And he's like, "Before I talk to her, can you tell me, does she speak English?" And I said, "No." He's like, "Oh my God," or something like that. And I'm like, "Okay, why don't you tell me what you want, and I can like tell her." And he's like, "Okay, spaghetti, desserts, and crackers." And I go up and talk to Louisa. And I'm like, "Okay, this dude's kind of upset. Can you do these things first?" And then I go back to the table for some other reason. Oh yeah. I deliver the food for the man and the daughter. And the man's talking about how he's not. No. Okay, so the man's turkey club had lettuce, even though I read the entire description and the ingredients to him while I was taking his order, before I entered the computer. He's like, "I didn't want lettuce," and I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, I got something else in the past, and he's talking about the thing in the past, and he's talking about the thing in the present. I'm like, "Okay, so you want this without lettuce," and he's just jumping around more. I'm like, "Okay, I'll remake this minus lettuce." Got that. But before I do that, I leave. The man's talking to his wife, the wife who did not get food, and the wife's like, "Well, I'm just upset now. I don't want to eat anything because I'm not happy with how the situation with the bar went and your sandwich." And the man asks her, "Do you just want to leave?" He's asking the person who isn't eating if she wants to leave. Why would she want to leave? You know, she's not eating. It's like they're in a restaurant. The people who should have an opinion are the people who are eating, whether they should leave or not. But she says, no, I'm going to wait for you guys because you're eating. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to remake this and I'll be back. I remake it, and then they talk to someone else, and this dude Jared, and they say they want to speak to the manager. The manager's talking to him, Josiah. He's a cool guy. And they have him on lockdown for like 5 minutes at a time because they just want to talk. And eventually, he's really good with people too. So he gets them warmed up. He like offers to redo everything for him, and he does. And all three of them have stuff to eat now. And yeah, I guess the manager told me, he's like, yeah, they really did not like you. They said because I didn't have a smile on my face, and it seemed like I wasn't aware of stuff. One thing I was not aware of was what the special of the week was. But I went back in the kitchen and I asked like the cooks and another waiter and the manager himself. No one knew what the special was. So okay, whatever. Oh yeah, and then the dude was asking his wife like, do you just want to leave? I'm thinking to myself, you guys got your food, and like I remade your sandwich, and it's what you want at this time, and the daughter's eating food right now, and she's not complaining. So you're going to dine and dash. You're going to eat your food and leave and not pay because you feel you got bad service. You got food, which you wanted after I remade one sandwich. So you got food, you got a product, and you're going to walk out and not pay. That, granted, okay, maybe they were going to pay then leave. But I don't know, it just seems weird like this. I don't know. It just, like, their sense of reality was altered by their emotions. And then I think, yeah, the manager came, he redid the entire order. Anyway, after they left, no, like, initially when he came back, I was like, dude, like, how was that table? And he's like, dude, you have some sticklers. I was like, yeah. And then we talked about it, like, after the store closed. And he's like, yeah, they're nuts. They're really difficult. All right, that's my crazy table. Third topic, Dollar General. Oh man, okay. So they do orientation on Wednesdays. I submitted my application for my background check on like Friday. It's like Sunday now. I'm really hoping this thing gets completed by Wednesday so I can start. I'm actually kind of excited for this job. Oh man, it's gonna be like I'm working by myself. I'm delivering stuff to people. I'm picking stuff off giant shelves and like this cherry picker for one, putting them on a pallet and dropping them off somewhere else for people to like pack in boxes. No customers, no clients, no customer interaction. It's just by myself, working in a machine, and I'm not packing boxes, so it's not super manual. I'm not staying in one spot. There is manual labor. You gotta like load up pallets and drop them off and unload them. You know, that's fair enough. But it's, as long as I'm not staying in one spot for like 8 hours a day, like picking things up, put them in here, and just doing that. I'm actually moving around, driving a vehicle, so that's gonna be it's going to be enjoyable. It's going to be much more enjoyable in this job. I'm making like on average $12 an hour here. They're going to pay me like $18.50. Still a lot less than $87,000 a year, but hey, I'm not complaining at this point. I just have to go with it. I really hope that I can start on Wednesday, because if I can't, I need to wait till next Wednesday. Granted, that'll be a little vacation for me, which probably I would enjoy quite a bit. I would, but it's not the most productive thing financially. Anyway, that's my update. Peace out.